Yes, as I told you, today we continue from where we stopped. We have already introduced the animalia. And in the animalia, in our previous class, I was able to make it known to you the way things are classified in biology. I told you that in classification, we can start by looking at those animals without backbone and then those that have backbones. And I gave them names. Those with backbones, I call them vertebrate animals. And those without backbones, I call them invertebrate animals. I even discussed that of the symmetrical animal, the asymmetrical animal, the radial symmetrical, and then the bilateral symmetrical. So today we're going to look at the phylum Porifera. Porifera as a phylum of the Animalia. Porifera. Porifera. Porifera, the poriferans, they are the most primitive animal in the world. The most primitive animal in the world is the porifera. Scientists were confused when this animal was discovered because some people thought that this is a plant. But further analysis, further discoveries made it clear that poriferans are animals, even though they are sessile. Sessile. The poriferans are sessile. Sessility here simply means that they are fixed at a particular point, position. They are motionless. They don't move from one place to another, and they are aquatic. They are the first animal in the world following the evolutionary trend. They are the first animal in the world, and they are in the water. They are aquatic. This example here is sponge. Sponge. Sponge is an example of porifera. This sponge can be classified as a diploblastic animal. Diploblastic animal. In our previous class, I told you that diploblastic animals are those animals that have two body layers. These two body layers are the ectoderm and the endoderm. The ectoderm of the sponge contains flat cells with spores on the body. But the endoderm contains flagellated cells called cola cells. Cola cells. What is the function of these cola cells? The flagellated cells. The function is that when this flagella beats, the beating of this flagella brings about creation of water currents in that aquatic environment, which makes water to flow towards the sponge. And because the sponge has spores on its ectoderm, water filters in. The food that it consumes enters as it begins to grow and develops. So the sponge reproduces by sexual reproduction, whereby the sperm fertilizes the ovum to produce the zygote that develops into the new sponge. But this male sex organ and the female sex organ are present in the sponge. So this process, or any organism that has both the male and the female sex organ in its body, is called hermaphrodite. 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 So the poriferans are hermaphrodites. They are hermaphrodites. Now, the sponge can also reproduce by fragmentation process. Fragmentation. Fragmentation. This is a type of asexual reproduction whereby the organism cuts itself. It can cut, and each cut can develop into a new organism. Fragmentation. And if any part of the sponge cuts, the sponge can reproduce that part of the body through what we call regeneration. 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 In summary, the poriferans are the most primitive animal in the world. They are aquatic, they are hermaphrodite. They can also undergo sexual reproduction and also the asexual reproduction. And they also undergo what we call regeneration. If there is regeneration, if any part of its body cuts, it can regenerate. Thank you very much for listening to the Sporifera. In our next class, we'll look into the phylum Cnidarians. Cnidarians. Thank you. Make sure you like biological terms. It helps you in the medical field, pharmaceutical field, biological sciences, the microbiology, the biochemistry, and even the medical field, the nursing. Thank you very much. Thanks.